So, you want to know the shutter count on your Fujifilm X-T3 or X-T4, and Fujifilm has not made it very easy for you to find it. Okay, so there's probably some good reasons why you would want to find it, because the shutter count on a mechanical shutter of this device is a good way to judge the mileage of your device. It's a good way to judge whether or not this camera has been used very intensively, or if it's a camera that's been lying around in a drawer somewhere to just take a handful of holiday photos each year. Now, you came here because you want to know how to find it. I'm going to show you that first. And then when I've shown you how to do that, I would like to talk about why me personally, I think it doesn't really matter at all. This is not something you need to worry about, but that's for later and only if you want to. Okay, let me show you. First thing you need to know is, where is this shutter count hidden in this device? Why do they hide it? Well, this is mainly also because I think Fujifilm really thinks that this is totally irrelevant for most of you later again. So it is hidden in the EXIF data of the photos that you take. So every photo has some metadata linked to this. So this is like, how should I say? Imagine the old times, when you took a whole bunch of holiday photos, and then you take your pen, you'd flip the photo around, and on the back of the photo, you'd say like, this was taken on a holiday with Uncle Tom. We were in Mexico. It was taken with this camera with these settings, if you would want to know that. So that's what EXIF metadata is. It is the extra information hidden in the file, which just tells you everything about this photograph. Shutter speed, diaphragm, ISO, and so on and so on. And one of the pieces of information in there is going to be your image count. So this is, I think it's called image count for Fuji. And the way for you to find this image count is by one, either taking a piece of software that can read the EXIF data. And actually most photo editing softwares will be able to read this EXIF data. So for example, if you go into Lightroom or into Capture One, it will show you the EXIF data, but you will more than likely not be able to find anything called image count. So you need to dig deeper. And then you have two options. You either take a very specialized tool, such like EXIF tool, which is like a command screen type of thing. I would not recommend that. I think the easiest thing for you would be just go online, use one of the many online tools that will show you the EXIF data. And there's actually some websites that do it specifically for Fuji cameras. There's this website called Apotolite, I think it is. I'll link it down in the description. And then there's this tool by a guy who's called Greybeard. Not only is that a really cool name, but this guy has just scripted a tool, web tool specifically for Fuji cameras. And it is as simple as simply uploading one of your last photos, or just, snap a shot, and then upload that shot to this guy's online tool, and then his online tool will tell you how many shots you have on your camera. That's it. That's how you do it. Good luck with that. Now, if you're still here, if you want to stick around, let me just tell you why I think that this is completely irrelevant. So, why do some people think that the shutter count is an important thing to know when you're buying or selling a camera secondhand? As we said at the start, this is because it's a good indication of the mileage of a camera. But these cameras have a lot of mileage, like a lot. I looked it up. Fujifilm claims that this has an expected shutter count life of around 300,000 actuations. 300,000. Most people, most consumers, unless you're a guy shooting time-lapse photography videos every day, all day, you will not reach this count. 300,000 is a lot. It is a fantastic amount. That is an enormously long lifetime for this mechanical leaf shutter that is in your Fuji camera. And I dare you to ask all the people you know who have Fuji cameras and ask them to show you their shutter count. I bet that you will not find anybody who comes even close to 300,000 actuations, not even on the XT1s that they might have had for a really long time. Most people simply don't take that many photos. So in order for you to reach this number, that would be quite extreme. So the point I'm trying to make here is that as an indication of the mileage that your camera has and how much life it has left, for this type of camera in this day and age, for the average user, it is not valuable information for you. it's just not a relevant indication. You won't reach it. You won't. And also you need to know that this 300,000, this is the number that Fujifilm is comfortable telling us. So they probably suspect that it might be a lot more. This is what they're really confident saying, like 300,000 should be okay. Of course, it is a mechanical thing. It might break at random. It shouldn't, but it might. And when it does, it's going to set you back a lot of money. But more often than not, this is not going to fail catastrophically. The thing that's going to happen is these shutter leaves, they will just gradually wear down, and what you will get is that towards the end of your mechanical life of your camera, it's going to become slightly less reliable. It's just going to, you know, not be as precise as it was at first. But one, you'll probably never reach that. Two, when you do, it's probably not going to be super significant. Enough of this, the shutter count is not really the best indication for you to judge a second-hand camera's mileage and how it has been used by its previous user, or how you could convince the potential buyer of your camera that your camera is actually still good, or what you might want to hide if you're trying to sell something danky. So if I was buying a second-hand Fujifilm X-T4, I would maybe I might ask for the shutter count, but the thing that I would look out for first is either I'm visiting the seller physically or I'm interacting, like negotiating with the person online. I would ask this person to show me the ports, to please flip open all of these ports here, and then just have a really good look inside, and then have a look at the SD card slots, and especially the HDMI port if you're going to be doing any monitoring or something like that. Because these ports are far more likely to fail mechanically before anything else, because you're just constantly, depending on how much you use it, like sliding cards in and out of there, maybe putting connectors in and out of there. And something like these tiny HDMI ports have a worse reputation when it comes to mechanical life. Right, I think that's it for this video. That's the rant over. So you now know how to find your shutter count on your Fujifilm X-T3 or X-T4 or even the other X models. And then hopefully you agree with me that this number count is probably not as relevant as you think. And then I hope you remember that next time you buy or sell a camera, something that is a much better indicator of the camera's condition is going to be the various ports and dials and anything that moves, anything that's mechanical on the camera body. I would check that first. I hope this helped. If you want to watch another Fujifilm related video, sometimes I forget how to English, you can just click this one right here, and I hope to see you in the next video.